All right, well, yeah, we'll get going here. So just a reminder, the competition tonight, the theme is winter. So it seems very appropriate this week with cold weather. We definitely have winter this week. One thing you'll notice different in the competition tonight is we are going to be going through the images in a completely random order. They're not broken up by groups, F5, 6, F8, etc. So we'll just go through them, and I think every once in a while, when we've got a handful of 9s and 10s accumulated, we'll stop and go back, look at those, and give the photographer a chance to say a couple of words about their image. So that's, I think, all the mechanics. Bob is out tonight, so Carl will be doing the Lightroom and presenting, and I'll go ahead and do the announcing. And our judge tonight is our very own Travis Broxton. So there he is. So quick bio here on Travis. So, and I have to admit, Travis is, been a member of the club before I joined, and I didn't know a lot of this about him. So this is interesting for me. But a North Jersey native, Travis attended the Lincoln University in Pennsylvania as a pre-med major in 1969, but changed his major to history after that first semester. 52 years later, in December, he finally received his BA degree in art from Metropolitan State University. So in the midst of his successful corporate career, Travis quit in 2002 to be a full-time wedding photographer. He's photographed weddings nationally and internationally, and everyone from the girl next door to celebrities, major league athletes, and the 1% crowd. This also led to international documentary assignments. From the streets of Manhattan, Paris, and Yerevan to a county square in Tennessee and Bedouin villages in Israel, Travis loves capturing those unrehearsed, spontaneous juxtapositions of everyday people as they go about their everyday life. His work has been displayed in numerous galleries and publications. Travis Broxton's mantra is to, quote, go left when everyone else goes right. Always look for the alternative, and his work reflects that. He has this editorial cartoon on his desk. Sometimes I get tired of being creative and just want to do what everyone else is doing. Pot shots, actually brilliant. That's something that will never happen with his. So thanks, Travis. You want to add any more words?
No, you'll get a lot more of this. I guess next month I'm going to do a presentation, and I'm just about me. I mean, I'm not teaching you guys anything. So I just figured I'd just tell you about my journey, my photographic journey, and hopefully it'll be interesting. And that you'll find out maybe a little bit more than you want to know next month. So
all right. Well, let's go ahead and get started. The usual, if people could please mute, and while we're going through the images, and then like I said, if your images is 9 or 10, we'll circle back and ask you to add a few words on it. So then, any further ado, let's go ahead and get going. Okay, this is Aspen in winter.
Okay. Yeah, I got a chance to peek at all the images. I didn't, I just peeked at it to make sure nothing was blown out on all the images and was sharp. And this one, I love a lot of contrast, and this one's well done. I really, really like this. I love the way the aspen trees stand out, the white against the dark background. I also like the composition. I think it's really nice. So I'm going to give this one a 10. We're going to start off with 10s tonight. So this one, I'm going to give this one a 10.
A winter's day.
This is pretty. The colors are real nice. I like punchy photographs. So this is really nice. The red really, really jumps out at you. The one thing I wish it was flipped. And I've seen this on several images that we're going to look at tonight. And there's one that I played with, and it wasn't this particular one. I didn't have the time, but there's another image that I played with, and I'll point it out when we get to it. But I just wish this was flipped, so my eye would go because we read from left to right, and I would like to read towards the red garage doors. So Because I'll give this one an 8.
Frozen pond.
I love the soft colors of this one. It's really, really very understated. It's very, very nice. I don't think you need the black border around it, but that's minor. It doesn't affect the score or anything. But you know, I just like the pastel colors to it. The white, the little light blue. It's really, this is really pretty. I'll give this one a 9.
Almost covered.
Nice catch. No, nice observing this. I think it's a little flat. You know, the snow looks a little dull, so I would like to see I would just like to see some improvements in the exposure or the post-processing. Also, the weeds or the vines, whatever they are coming out of it, think could probably have a little more detail. Just maybe pump up the contrast on that just a little bit. And I wonder what this would look like flipped also. I'm going to give this one an 8.
Breckenridge, Peak 8.
Yeah, I know exactly where this is. We got a condo that faces this. Nice record shot. Just an image of what's going on this day. I like the way you have the curvature, all the people at the bottom, and you know, lead you up your eyes up to the top, to the mountain up at the top. I'll give this one an 8.
And back to the barn.
This is another nice setting. I hate seeing the horses behind on the right-hand side, but I guess you really couldn't give it much direction, so I'll let that slide. But I think I love the composition. Love the setting. It's really nice. It has a real sense of winter with the snow and all. But I think I would like to see a little more. I like punchy images. I'm not letting that affect my how I overall view of the image, but I would like to see just a little more punch to it, a little more, so you can see the rustic, a little more rustic in the wood on the barns and whatnot. Let's see. This was almost a 9, but I'm going to give it an 8. And maybe a little more. This might be one that you could give a little brown tone to it. It might just make it look a little more, make it look more appealing.
Winter fruit.
This is nice. I like this. I like the red fruit that jumps out at you. Love the snow crystals on the leaves. That's very, very nicely done. And the fact that, you know, where you focused at it's right on the money in my opinion. I want to give this one a 9.
The grotto where winter melts.
Okay, there's a lot going on here. I don't feel a sense like where I'm supposed to look. I can look on the left where the ice is on the left. I can look in the middle. I can look on the right. I would have much preferred you focused on maybe a singular aspect of this. And then also maybe a little bit more, post-processing to bring out the icicles in the water and just to give it a little more definition. I'll give this one an 8.
Snow islands rise above the raging stream.
I love the title. I could never title pictures like this. I don't know, man, oh man. You should charge for that service to people, whoever did this. Colors are very nice. I like this. I really love the soft colors of the water and the snow popping to the surface on the rocks that are on the surface. This is really nice. I'm gonna give this one a 10. I really like this.
Ice detail in the shade.
Love the blue. It's very nice. Maybe a little more post-processing to bring out a little more of an HDR type look to the ice itself. Might have given this more punch. You know, as it is, it's very nice. But I think if you did that, would even punch it up a little bit more and make it a little more appealing. I love the black background, which is really cool. Oh wow, let's see. Oh, I'll give this one an 8. I just think it could use some more work to make it really reach its full potential.
Melting icicle.
Yeah, this is cool. Yeah, I like the one drop at the bottom. That's really good catch there. That's very good. Oh, same thing, maybe a little bit more detail to it, a little more of an HDR, a slight HDR to the ice itself might have given it a little bit more punch. I think I would like to have seen it compositionally have more of a moved over to the right a little bit and maybe not as slim a crop. I'm going to give this one, let's give this one an 8.
Cross crow.
Okay. I'd like to know where you were when you took this picture. My God. Love. I mean, it's just really, really, really cool. Maybe a little more detail in the bird. In the crow, I don't know how difficult that would be, but I think I would like to see that. But other than that, it's very nice. I'll give this one a 9. I just like the whole idea of this image. It's really cool.
Cold locker.
Love the latch, love the whole thought behind this image. I just wish there wasn't so much in the background. I think the trees in the background kind of distract from the latch in the front. I think, and I don't know how, I know a lot of people don't like to do a lot of extra work to the image, but I think maybe muting the background a little bit more would bring that latch out, because that's where my eye goes, is to this latch. But then it's distracted by the trees in the background. So I like to see just a little bit less busyness in the background. I'm going to give this one an 8.
Frozen river.
Wow, this is cool. This is really cool. It's frozen, but I don't know what I'm looking at, but it's cool. I just love it's cold. Like, I can feel it. I think I would like to see more of a landscape crop as opposed to a square crop. Like where it goes down the left, even see that just to have that on the left-hand side, the leading edge be closer to the bottom than coming up from the middle. Minor, just something very minor. But I really like this. I think it's a good catch. I will give this one a 9. In spite of the crop, I think a crop it could have been a 10, and maybe a little bit, maybe pop the detail out just a tad. Not a bunch. I love the softness of it, but just to bring out that black line going through it, just to give that just a little bit more punch. I think it would have been a 10.
Pretty in pink.
Pretty picture. I just think where the pink, the quote, the pink part of the image, I think that could have been maybe toned down just a tad, and just it just seems to be blown out just a tad, and it kind of takes away from the impact of it. But that's it. I'll give this one an 8. I think because of that, and I think maybe the cropping could have been just handled a little bit differently. So I want to give this one an 8.
Review some of these. We've got a couple of 10s and 4 9s by my count.
Cool.
So this first one, Aspen in Winter. That's Butch Mizuka. Is Butch on?
He was here at the beginning.
I thought he was. Okay, well, let's maybe go to the next one then. Frozen Pond. This is Todd Lytle.
Thanks, Travis. This was during one of those really big cold spells we had here just a few weeks ago. I sent this to a friend of mine, and husband and wife asked them for their feedback, and they said, "Nice. Well, where's the pond?" And I said, "Well, actually, it's not a pond. It's the swimming pool in my in the development where I live in the HOA." It's a swimming pool, the swimming pool cover. She said, "And you submitted it calling it Frozen Pond. Don't you just feel like incredibly deceitful that you did that?" And I said, no, I went to the Joe Bonita School of Photography. So that's all I can
Cool.
tell you. It's a
Thanks, Todd.
swimming pool, not a pond.
If any of you guys remember Beverly Hillbillies, they had a cement pond.
Cement
so
pond, that's what it is.
There you go.
See,
There you go.
I'm gonna tell them, I'm gonna tell my friends. They made me
Nice.
feel terrible for misleading folks.
Right, next one, winter fruit. This is Howie Green. Howie on? Maybe not. Okay. Snow islands rise above the raging stream. Terry Hanford.
Yeah, this is down at Cherry Creek. Was actually snowing that day, and I'd been snowing for a couple days. I tried a new technique that I learned from Nick Stover, who's going to be one of our presenters later this year, where you can do a simulation of a long exposure by taking multiple exposures, and thereby you can do it much at a quicker shutter speed. So this was handheld, and it was 9 exposures over about 12 seconds. And I think each one of them was about 1/400th of a second. So it's a real useful technique when you don't have neutral density filters and a tripod along.
Cool, I like that.
Thanks, Terry.
Yeah, this is Steve. This is an old photo, Kodachrome 64, converted to black and white, and then I ran it through gigapixel AI. So it was tough to get the detail out of it. But anyway, that's
Okay.
the peak is the Zugspitze in Germany. It's the tallest peak in Germany, and which is only about 10,500 feet. But there's a hotel right there. I'm looking out at the hotel. Isn't that crazy? They built this hotel in the 30s up there. So yeah, then lots of crows flying around. So
Okay,
old shot.
cool.
Thanks, Steve. Then Frozen River. This is Sean Slade.
Hey, Travis. Yeah, thanks for the compliments. This was, I was out walking my dog, and, right along the edge of the sidewalk where, water runoff had come from the hills, it had refrozen. And so I just took this with my iPhone, and I'm gonna have to go back because I'm generally more of a softer tone person. I don't go as punchy or hard contrasty. So I want to go back and play with the contrast and see what you think, and the crop.
Okay.
Yeah, I just love the patterns and the ice on this, and to me it looked almost like a drone shot of a river.
Yeah, it's cool. Very good, very good. I like it.
Yeah, thanks, Sean. All right, that was all of them there, Carl. So there, Washington Park in winter.
All right, this is a winter shot right here. Very nice, nicely done. Like the tree right smack in your face. I like that. Love the crop. I love your composition, and it's very nice. Maybe a little bit more punching or detail in the snow in the front, because it kind of doesn't quite wash out, but maybe just to see that a little more punchy, but I'm not gonna let that take away from your score. I'm gonna give this one a 10. I like this one a lot. I love the black and white too, by the way.
Then early morning after snowfall.
This one's real nice too. I really like this. Maybe another situation where just to bring the tone down a little bit, because we kind of wash out the puffs of snow on top of the tree there. But I love the composition. I love this tree being right up in your face like that too. That's very nice. This is really nice. I'm gonna give this one a 10 too. In spite of the blowouts, I just like the idea behind this image. I think you're on the right track seeing this and taking this.
Winter's blanket.
Okay. Boy, it looks cold there. Woo, looks cold. Very nice. I think I would like to see this image flip the other direction, with the trees leaning towards the right instead of back towards the left. But I get the overall sense of it being real cold out. I like the composition. Very, very nice setting. I'm gonna give this one, oh, let's see. I'm gonna give this one an 8 because it's a nice picture, but I don't think it has anything that really goes pow at me. It's just a nice capture of a scene.
Winter winds.
Now this one has to go in the right way with that tree leaning in the middle there. I think I like to see that this could almost be, we can almost take something off the right-hand side to crop it so it's down by where that big tree that has no branches is leaning, and then just to its right, there's that smaller tree. I think that would have been a good place to crop it on the right-hand side. But nice capture, nice scene with the snow, and especially in black and white. I love black and white. Love the sky, and watching the trees go up into the image. I'm gonna give this one a 9. You cropped it right there. I think we could have had it been a 10, but I'm gonna give it a 9.
Rough life.
Yeah, this is really cool. I really like this. This just looks, I don't know what's going on. I don't know. It looks like it's snowing. There's a storm going on and it's blowing everything to the right. And it's not a dead tree here. It's really cool. I really like this. I like whoever was the photographer, this like to know where you took the set, because this is really cool. I'll give this one a 10.
Cold air, warm light.
And a Christmas wreath. Yeah, the green stands out with the wreath, and the red ribbon on it kind of jumps out at you. But that's about it. I want to give this one an 8 because to me it's just a record. It's just taking a picture as a record of the scene you're seeing, and I just don't see a lot of creativity in this particular image to bump it up to more than 8. I think you can eliminate the space on the right after that last aspen tree on the right hand side. I don't think you need the fence posts that are continuing on that particular image, but I'll give this one an 8.
Morning after the storm.
Yes, it's pretty. You can, with the mist in the field and everything, is very nice. I also like the more less contrasty that this particular image is also, because it really kind of lends itself to the whole overall impact of it. And I guess this is turning into a little personality thing with me, so please don't take it the wrong way. But this is another one I think I'd like to see flipped, so this tree is over on the right hand side. But I do like this. I love the softer tones of it and everything. I think it's really, really nice. In spite of my personal thing and not having the trees on the right hand side, I don't give this one a 10. I like this.
Snowy garland.
Another instance where it's a nice record of what was happening in front of the camera. It's a little dull. It's more gray than the whites jumping out at you of the snow. I think it'd be a little bit more punchy, a little more contrasty to bring the whites out a bit more on it. So I'm gonna give this one an 8.
Solitude.
Yeah. I know I drive out now and the snow we had the last couple of days, and see people out there jogging. I don't know what's on their mind, but power to them. I don't, I get the point of the solitude with the image with the person out there jogging, but I don't think you need the person in there, because I think it's a nice setting without him jogging, but it's cool that he's there. I would like to see him more towards the right. I think he might have maybe waited till he got about maybe another 6 or 8 feet ahead than where he is now. I think it would have made the image, give the image a little bit more impact. So I'm gonna give this one an 8.
Winter river.
Well, the colors in the water right there are just crazy colors, man. It's a nice image, but I think it could have been better with some better cropping. I don't think you need this tree over on the right hand side that's sticking out from the right. So I think a little bit different crop it would have made it a better image. There's a lot going on in it too, that, it's, I see the water coming down, and then we got all this stuff up on the left and the rocks on the right over here. So I'll give this one an 8.
End of a cold winter day.
Yeah, it's pretty color. I love the soft colors. Would like to see the sky maybe toned down a little bit more, but I love the tonality of the snowy path that's leading up to it. That's really nice. I even wonder what it would look like if it was if you made it more square, and even got rid of the tree on the right hand side and cloned in the sky to go across there. That would have been kind of cool too, just to have the snowy path as being the even more of a focal point of the image. I'm gonna give this one an 8.
A winter stream.
And there's people walking up at the top. Man, oh man, they could have just been over to the right just a little bit more, been really cool. Nice scene. So a lot going on. I think your eye kind of goes all over the place. Your eye's supposed to be leading up to this stream and then towards those people in the back. Like I said, I like to see the people over maybe a little bit more to the right, and maybe not as everything being as, your eye kind of wanders instead of staying in the stream. So I'll give this one an 8.
Frost is on the pumpkin.
That's cool. Oh, yeah, I like that. That's a cool picture. I even wonder what it would look like if you didn't have the pumpkin and with this thing, just the pumpkin stem coming out of the snow. That would have been cool too. But I know you wanted the orange in there for to give it some sense of place of where it was. That's nice. I'll give this one a 9 because it's very simple and very, very, very cool. It's just a nice, simple image that gets to the point. I like that.
All right, 10,000 freezing steps.
Wow. This is good. I would love to have seen them back. If you had taken the picture maybe 2 steps before you took it, because those trees would have formed a nice frame for him. If it was more to the right or just a little bit, but that's a nice image. You can feel that it's cold out. I mean, it's a very apropos title. I want to give this one a 10 because I just think the title fits it so well, and you really brought forth what you were trying to say, and it is cold. You see the snow coming down, so I like it, and the red makes it jump out too. So I don't know if this was a model. I know it wasn't, but he picked the right color to go out for a walk in that day for you.
All right, so we have the first one here. It's Washington Park in winter. Yeah, that's Dave Hall.
Travis, thanks very much for your comments. This is the South Lake at Washington Park. I lived down there for decades, and this is one of my very favorite trees. And I just love the way the bank were kind of wrapped around. And I cloned out some ducks that were on the snow because they were kind of distracting. But this was after a storm in March, so there was a lot of wind. And I agree with you. It would have been a little better for me to pull out the footprints, in the lower right-hand corner. But I just wasn't successful in doing that, but I can see that it would have really added a lot to it. So thank you, Travis.
Yeah, it's good. I like that.
And then early morning after snowfall, also Dave Hall.
Yeah, thanks very much. This I took last week, and there's a trail this is just a little bit further north than Castle Rock here, but there's a little trail behind my house. And I was kind of going up the trail trying to photograph the sunrise coming through some of these trees. And I looked over on the right, and it's kind of like, wow, this is a gift. So I spent a little bit of time, photographing it. I was not successful I guess there was so much snow that I could never really figure out how to pull the detail out of the little puffs of snow in the ponderosa pines. In the needles. So it is what it is, but It was an enjoyable morning. Glad to get home and have another cup of coffee.
Yeah.
In winter winds, this is Laura Blake.
This was taken a couple of years ago in Yosemite, And I think what drew my attention to it was the wind, how the trees had moved all to the right. I mean, all of them. And they obviously grew that way. So from the wind up there, and it was a windy, cold day, cold day. Thank you.
Yeah, it's good.
A Rough Life. This is Brian Donovan.
Yeah, this tree, I drive by it all the time. It's about a mile from my house. And I've shot it several times in different conditions. But on this particular day, it was snowing real hard and the sun was trying to come out. So I had high hopes for it, and glad you liked it, Travis.
Yeah, keep going, keep shooting it, because I can see all different possibilities to do it.
Yeah, it's a pretty cool tree. It's obviously been hit by lightning. And
Yeah.
And morning after the storm, Ron Schaller.
Yes, thanks. This was taken several years ago. It's near my home, and I was on my way to work, and it just happened to be the right set of conditions to get the fog there in the valley. And I stopped and took some shots, and did have a nice kind of a golden tone to it, but I didn't like the way it looked in the clouds, so I thought it looked a little bit better in black and white. And I was only a few minutes late to work that day.
Good.
Time well spent. Right. Frost is on the pumpkin. Gwen Patton.
Yeah, I love taking pictures of pumpkins, and I buy my pumpkins based on the stem. If they don't have an interesting stem, I don't want them. Anyway, I took some other shots of this pumpkin when it was with some smaller pumpkins, but I like this one where it just showed just part of the pumpkin.
Good, cool.
All right, thanks. And then 10,000 Freezing Steps is also Gwen.
Okay, this is, my model is Bill Dixon, my friend and fellow Focus member. And unfortunately, he got rid of his red jacket. Anyway, this was taken in a blizzard. And at my little park across the street from me, it's an open space park, and there are so many photo ops there no matter when you go there. So it's just a wonderful little place. And on my notes on this one, I used a soft focus filter in Topaz.
Okay. Cool.
Thank you.
All right, thanks. Winter's Final Grip.
Yeah, that the one pile of snow that refuses to leave. Yeah, this is a nice image. Boy, the sun must never hit that spot. But you know, I'm looking at the snow, and it's a nice image, but it doesn't really. You know, I think what's one of the things when the PPAs, when you evaluate images, it's punch or impact, and I don't get that with this. I just see a pile of snow in front of a cabin, so I want to give this one an 8.
Private Lunch on Frozen Lake.
Wow. I could have thought of some other places to go eat my sandwich, but yeah, I think this might even have been a better image in color. As much as I love black and white, I think I would have liked to have seen this one in color. I think, you know, I'm losing something with whatever this person has on. Is just a blob on them, and you know, there's like no detail there. You know, I like the idea of the image of the person eating on a frozen lake in the midst of the tangled branches and vines there. But I'll give this one an 8 because it just doesn't have the impact to me.
But you said this was easy.
This is really kind of cool. I love the expression. The title is perfect. You know, the expression on his face. I mean, this big coat he's got on, and he's like on these, you know, ice skates, and like, oh my God, this is not fun. Perfect got a place in the perfect place. I'm gonna give this one a 9. I like this. It's a nice image.
Impending winter storm.
So this is the one I played with because I love this image. I love the color palette. I love the contrast. I just love the simplicity of it. I want to give this one a 10. And to whomever took this image, I just want you to take flip the tree on the other side, and that white cloud, puff of cloud that's coming on the top there would point you down, will bring your eye right down to that tree that is on the left now. If that tree is over on the right, I mean, it really makes a difference. I won't give this a 10, but play with this. I really like this. This is nice. I really like this.
Going over McClure Pass.
Yeah, this is cool too. This is really nice. I mean, you can feel the coldness of the road. Another image, I think, I'm gonna tell you guys to flip a lot of images is today. So this road is kind of leaning back to the left, or what would look like if it leaned back over to the right. I won't give this a 10 because I just love the color palette. I love the scene. It's just really nice. But flip it and see how it looks the other way too.
Storm over Longs Peak.
Wow. Another nice image. Love the whole cloud cover on top. Love the setting. This is really pretty. Very nice. Yeah, I'm just looking at the detail in the trees and everything in the bottom. Maybe even just bring it down just a little bit, but I'm not going to take that away from the score. I'm going to give this one a 10. I like this. Love the composition too.
Doing what it takes.
That person has a camera in their hand. Wow. Very nice. I want to give this one a 9. I love the background, I love the setting and everything, but what bothered me with that, wherever it went, there it goes, is this log with the snow on it on the bottom right-hand side. It kind of takes it away. I think if you get rid of that, I think it'll make the image better. I just don't like that log on the bottom right because it kind of takes my eye away from the gentleman in the picture. And then maybe even darken the bottom a little bit, maybe with yin yang filter or something. You can just darken the bottom just a little bit because this rock on the bottom could be brought down a little bit.
Lake Hayaha.
Nice setting. Well, you guys really get out there in the mountains in the snow time. My goodness, I don't even want to get out of bed. Nice setting. Just that little puff of clouds over the mountains is really nice. I think we could have probably had the lower right-hand side brightened up just a bit, so you just see a little bit more of the rocks and the detail and the rocks and the snow and everything right there. Another one of those images where you read left to right. I think it might have looked better if it was flipped, or if you moved over to the right a little bit more. Turn your camera a little bit more over to the right. I'm gonna give this one an 8.
Follow me.
That's kind of cool. Yeah, nice. This is nice. Black and white's perfect for it. Yeah, I think it probably could have been cropped a little bit down from the top, and maybe over to the right a little bit. I want to give this one an 8, but that's nice. That's nice. Nice idea.
Snow ripple.
Yeah, we can tell it was a blue sky that day, and this reflection here. Nice capture. You split it right in half. Nice idea behind the whole thing. I think you're losing a lot with all this blue space on the right-hand side here. So I think we probably gonna have some of that eliminated, and maybe the image cropped a little bit differently. Maybe come in from the right just a little bit. I'll give this one an 8.
Almost frozen motion.
Yeah, this is cool. This is one of those where you put the topaz filters on it or the HDR filters, and it worked. It almost looks like there's some kind of creatures coming up from the middle of the water. It's really cool. I like this. I'm gonna give this one a 10 because I think you did the right post-processing with this image to make it look like it was supposed to look. It's kind of cool. Maybe just darken the sky just a tad, but that doesn't take away from it getting a 10.
Denver in February.
Yep. let's see. So this is taken, let's see, from somewhere on the west, looking towards Aurarian. In the background, we got downtown, nice colors, from the sun, nice blue sky and everything. I'm gonna give this one an 8 because it's a nice record shot, but I don't see, if there's a point of focus other than it being a nice picture.
Winter evening.
Yeah. This is nice. And you gave the title Winter Evening. I might have even brought it down, toned it down a bit, and brought up the guy on the bridge in the middle so he would stand out a little more, but make it look like it's more towards the evening, and bring so the shadows and the snow in the front would just jump out at you a little bit more. I think would have really improved. It really would have improved the image. The crop's very nice. The long crop is very, very nice. I want to give this one an 8. I think a little more post-processing, it really would have brought it out.
Lake Tahoe?
Yeah. If you ever take the train from Denver to San Francisco, you get to go right. I think this is probably off the train tracks going, just kind of what you see. This is really nice. I like that maybe seeing the sky brought down a little bit more, but it's a nice image. I'm not crazy about the horizon being like dead center. I like to see maybe more sky or less sky, probably more sky and less in the foreground. So I'm gonna give this one an 8. Nice image, but I just think it could have been even better with some different cropping and maybe a little bit more post-processing to bring the sky down and whatnot, a little more detail in the lake and the mountains there.
Mayflower.
Yeah, that's nice. I like this. I like the puff of clouds and snow on the right-hand side there. Maybe bring out a little bit more detail in the trees on the right, just brighten them up just a tad so they're not as blobby as they are. And I think it probably could have been cropped just coming in from the right at these bushes coming up from this out of the snow right there. I'm gonna give this one a 9. And another one that has potential just to work on a little bit more, but nice capture.
The old farmhouse.
That's cool. Yeah. Well, there's a lot going on. It's real busy, but it works for me. I like all the stuff going on, the fences, the snow, the houses in the background and everything. I want to give this one a 9. I just think you could play with your levels a little bit. The snow is a little blown out. So I like to see a little more detail in the snow, but I like the scene itself. I like the composition, but I like to see just a little bit more work done in the processing of the image. Just a little bit more work in the post-processing. And I think it could have stood out, especially with the winter trees with no leaves on them in the background. There's a lot going on here, but I think it works on this particular image.
December in Denmark.
Yeah, I saw that, so I cracked up. I think this is so cool. I'll give you a 10 just for taking this picture. With her in a bikini and the snow on the sides and the hearts on the right-hand side. I mean, this is really, really cool. Kudos to you who took this. I just really, really like this. So I'll give it a 10. The colors of the buildings and her expression in the ad, it's just really, really cool. This is a great capture. I really, really like this.
So that is everything. If you want to go back and review, but you said this was easy. Yeah, that is David Besson.
Yes, thanks, Travis, for your feedback. This was up at Lake Evergreen about 10 days ago, and I was watching this boy skate. Initially, he was with his dad and sister, and his dad and sister abandoned him, and of course he fell and he got up, and I just happened to be looking at him at the moment and caught him.
Good, great capture. That's good.
And then impending winter storm. This is also David Besson.
Yep. Again, thanks for the feedback. I've got to say, I've got a couple captures of this tree and the clouds and the field, and I flipped left and right and back and forth, and I've worked it a couple of different ways, but it was just an interesting day. This was taken out near Holt, Colorado, and about a year ago, and it was also interesting because I was actually in full sun and these clouds were coming.
Wow.
Yeah. So it was, I must
Yeah.
admit, I kind of saturated the clouds a little bit to
That's
bring
all
out
right.
the sun. But yeah, it was on its way.
Yeah, I love this image. And like I said, this is the one I so I said, I'm just going to see how this looks with that tree on the right-hand side. And it's cool. So just think about that. Maybe even the clouds, that little puff of clouds up on the top there that kind of goes down to the right. If you bring out the white in that just a little bit, you know, it might add a lot to it also.
Yeah.
And going over McClure Pass, this is Bill Dixon. Is Bill on? Okay, and then storm over Longs Peak is also Bill. Doing what it takes. This is Williams.
Yes, this was a early morning hike up to Lake Hiawatha in Rocky Mountain. We actually got up there before sunrise and stayed for a couple hours or whatever. And Carl, my next door neighbor, was with me, and he just had to get out there and get that view. And, you know, that's the way he is. You know, he gets to where he needs to be to get the right shot.
Okay. Yeah, I like that. You guys are brave.
And almost frozen motion. This is Dan Greenberg.
This is a photo of a thing called Godafoss. It's like one of the largest waterfalls in Europe and definitely the largest one in Iceland. It's in northern Iceland. And my wife and I went there a few years back in the winter, obviously. And we were actually on what's called a super Jeep tour. So it was me, my wife, 3 other ladies who had no interest in photography really, and the driver. And so I pretty much had this entire thing, if you can believe that, totally myself, first thing in the morning, which is about 9:30 or so. And no footprints anywhere, no anything anywhere. And I walked right up, I was already kind of standing partly in it and put my tripod in it. This is, the effect is mostly due to the fact it's a 5 exposure HDR. I didn't do much else to it. It's just, like I said, it's HDR. And then during the HDR process, you know, it's tricky doing HDR with a moving subject. So what happened is, luckily, I just left it. I didn't try to get rid of any of the motion blur or, you know, try to get rid of any of the ghosting. And it just came out really nice like this. And then I just, you know, adjusted the color because initially it was a little too blue and a couple other things, you know, but that's basically it.
Yeah, it's good. It's really good. Really like it. Yeah.
Oh, thank you, Travis.
Yeah, I want to get to Iceland too. One of the places I do want to get to. My God.
Yeah, you'd go crazy there. It's really cool.
Yeah, I know, and I know people that and I can go there and stay for free, but I just got to get there. So
oh yeah, and go in the winter. Like I said, go in the winter. It's just mind blowing.
All right, thanks, Dan. And then Mayflower Gulch. This is Philip Rogers. Is Philip on? Thanks. The Old Farmhouse. This is Ernie Kummer. Ernie on? Doesn't look like it. And then the next one, December in Denmark, is also Ernie. So I guess you're not going to get the story behind that one.
Okay.
And that is everything. So Travis, I want to thank you for your time and your comments and all tonight. I don't know if anyone has any final words they want to offer. Yeah, and great selection of winter images.
Yeah,
pretty inspiring. All different kinds of things. So pretty cool.
Travis, if you ever want to go hiking in the mountains in the winter, let me know.
Yeah, don't hold your breath.
Thanks, Travis.
Right.
No, thanks,
Well,
guys. Yeah, I'll see you guys in a couple of weeks. You get to hear my journey.
Yeah, look
All
forward to
right. Looking forward to it.
All right, you guys.
Thanks, Travis.
Thank
All
you.
right, everyone.
Thanks,
Thanks.
everybody.
Thanks,
All right.
Travis.
Okay, guys.
Can't get that.